Here we are, it's Thursday night. It's kind of nice out for once, not cold. And I have a little bit of time, so I'm going to continue my polishing of the back moped panel and the front panel. What I'm doing is I'm using basically a wet rag here, and you can see the shine starting to come out. But I'm using a wet rag, and I'm also using turtle wax. This stuff right here. This is scratch and swirl remover right here. And what this does is it starts taking out the really fine scratches, the 2000 grit scratches. Now I left this halfway done to kind of show you what you look for or don't look for when you want to do this. We want to get the finish to be like a mirror. In other words, you can see my, I don't know if you can see my fingertips. Yeah, a little bit. But you want to get all the fine scratches out. And even if it's nice and polished, if you look very, very closely, you'll see a bunch of little scratches coming up this way. We want to rub those out. I put on some of the scratch and swirl remover. I got a little bit left in the bottom there, so see if I can kick some out. Of course, it won't do it on cue, but this is kind of old. It's just really a fine polish, and this is kind of a nice wet rag. And what I'll do is I'll stay in one area, and I will go in circles. And you gotta have some patience. Sit back, have a beer or whatever. You know, I guess in this state it's legal. You can smoke dope. I don't do that, but it's legal. You can go down to a store and buy it here. No one will stop you. But you can have a beer and you just keep working on it. And you can see where it's kind of nice and shiny here, but here it's dull. It's always dull around places like the studs, because your hands naturally stay away from the studs because you don't want to catch your rag like that. But I go in one small area, okay, and I'll do it for a while, and then I'll take my blue rag and I will wipe it off. You need to get some really good elbow grease on here. But you want to rub that polish so that you can get those straight lines and rub them out. And the same thing on the front here. The front of the panel. And see, I haven't rode this bike in a couple of weeks at least. What I generally do is, you can see it's still dull, and that's why I left it this way for the camera. But I'll get all the flat spots first, up and around in here. I don't care if I get any on this mesh, because I'm going to take the panel off and wash all that off. But you want to stay off these edges on that. And then I'll do, you know, just a little bit here, a little bit there. And I'll keep going to where the whole panel looks like this, where it's nice and smooth, but it doesn't have all the little, I don't know if you can see them, but there's little tiny pieces of, oh yeah, there you go, dust in there, if you can see that. And I want to get rid of the dust. I'm going to do this last if I do it. So that's what I do for now. After I use the dust, or the scratch and swirl remover, which is this, you want to wipe your panel off. And if you're going to go to another grit like this, wax, cleaner wax, which is usually, it's just a finer grit. If you want to use something like this, you want to wipe down your panels with water, get any other of the green turtle wax grit off it, and go to a finer grit. And you're always using a different towel or different rag, because if it's got the same grit in it as the same rougher grit, and you're going to a final grit, you're not doing anything, really. So as as you do this, you can stop anytime. Use your blue rag, wipe it down like this, and take a look at it and see what you think. And you can get it to where you want it. And you can see it's pretty shiny right there. I can't really show you a lot of the shine because I don't have full sun in order to do that. But you have to remember, if you're going to polish something, it will show you what a beautiful finish you have underneath. It will also show you any defects because it's like a mirror reflection. Okay, I'm going to keep on going. Hell, I might even just go get me a beer and keep on working. Maybe go down and buy me a beer. I'm not sure. What the hell? I'm American. Rock on.